Hi everyone, today we're going to do an exercise called a dying exercise by Monica Ebert. I find it very powerful, and even if you've done it before, it's okay to do it periodically just so you can see where you're at. Okay, so you will need 20 pieces of paper, index cards, or post-it notes, a pencil or pen, a flat surface like a desk for you to lay the cards out and to write on. And this exercise will take about 20 to 40 minutes. You can pause this video at any time. If you feel this is too much for you emotionally, you can stop at any time. This exercise will allow you to examine your own feelings about the dying process. I won't review any of your responses. That's for you, and you will throw it away when you're done. This is a quiet exercise, so if you can find somewhere you can be alone for 20-30 minutes. During this exercise, I would like you to note your feelings and thought process. You will write something on each slip of paper as I give you instructions. On the first 5 pieces of paper, list 5 possessions that you love or value. Things such as a journal, a home, a car, jewelry, family heirloom. Be sure not to include people because they are not possessions. Please write 1 item on each piece of paper. Be sure to take your time and pause the video as needed. Now on the next 5 pieces of paper, please write down 5 things in nature that you value. For example, the beautiful sunset. On the next 5 pieces of paper, please write down important activities that you value. Each piece of paper should include 1 item, such as work, hobbies. Maybe you value reading, swimming, hiking, walking, knitting. On the last 5 pieces of paper, please write down 5 people who are important to you. Please list each person on a piece of paper. You shouldn't write family, but instead put the individual person's name. These are people who are living or they have passed away. You may also include pets. Place all of your pieces of paper in front of you. Go ahead and contemplate on how important these items, people, or activities are to you, and contemplate the good memories and experiences that they bring you. Now I'm going to tell you a story. This story is about you. I want you to consider the thoughts and feelings of these events as they are happening to you. It's a warm and sunny summer. You worked hard and played hard all day. You're feeling good about yourself and your life. You head home to take a shower before heading to bed. As you are drying yourself off, you notice a lump that was not there before, where one should not be. It's small, but painful. Fear strikes you deep. You brush it off thinking that it's probably nothing and that you're just imagining things. You find yourself you can't sleep much tonight. Despite your wishes, the lump continues to grow and become more painful. The fear about this lump affects all aspects of your life. You feel anxious and worried. You tell your loved one about the lump and you call your doctor for an appointment. The process has begun. It's time for you to give away something of value. Please take 1 piece of paper, crumble it up, and toss it at the center of the table. For the next several days you worry, then you find yourself at the doctor's waiting room. You feel nervous and your senses are heightened. You notice everything in the room, the clock ticking, the receptionist clicking her pen, the worn out magazines, and the fish tank gurgling air bubbles. You realize you are feeling anxious. You tell yourself you're making a big deal and it's probably nothing. Your name is called and you jumped a little. Your heart is beating faster now. As the doctor is taking your history, you second guess why he's asking about your family history. Oh, it's probably nothing, he says with a worried look, but we ought to do some further testing just to be sure. More loss and fear comes into your mind. Please throw away 3 pieces of paper. Crumble it up and toss it into the center of the table. We'll know by Friday, he said. I'll call you. You get into your car and drive a few miles home. It's 2 more days until Friday. You try to keep your mind off of it, but no matter how much you distract yourself, you keep on coming back to the lump. Your family is helpful, too helpful, as a matter of fact. You think a lot about what if, And how would they make ends meet if you were to get sick? It's only Wednesday night, and time is dragging on slowly. A tear comes to your eye. Life is really precious. Your family means so much. Please give away 2 more pieces of paper, crumble them up, and throw it at the center of your table. Thursday come along, and here we are, Friday. You didn't sleep too well last night. Oh, it's nothing, you tell yourself, but deep down you wonder. The day seems to drag on, and you wonder why the doctor haven't called you yet. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and the phone rings. It's the nurse. Could you please come in at 3:30 today? The doctor wants to speak with you. Fear strikes you deeper this time, and you worry about what sort of news the doctor has that he can't tell you over the phone. Slowly you prepare to go into the doctor's office. The lump is still there, and it's grown larger just this week. It's time to give up another card. Crumble up the piece of paper and throw it away at the center of the table. The doctor's room is colder and feels more sterile. He examines the lump again and does the routine tests, then asks you to dress and meet him in the office. As you walk into his office, your heart begins to beat faster, and your legs feel like rubber. The doctor sits in a chair next to you, and the words you have dreaded to hear are finally spoken. I'm afraid I have some bad news for you. You can't remember what the doctor says, but the word surgery, radiation, chemotherapy stands out. You thought you could take the bad news. You thought you'd be strong. But now, loss, grief, fear, anxiety, and loneliness has a new meaning. Please give up 3 more pieces of paper. Crumble them up and toss them to the center of the table. A week goes by. The surgery goes well, so the doctor said, and he prescribes radiation and chemotherapy as a proper course of action. You have a leave of absence from work, and the doctor talks in terms of 6 to 8 months of recuperation, but no further detail was provided. Money is a problem, sure, but it's a stress you hardly have time to think about, with appointments, medication, and adjusting to having good days and bad days. Things are different now. It's hard to realize how much things have changed in the short few weeks. A month goes by. The friends who were so supportive of you at the time of your operation are strangely silent now. It's not that they dislike you, it's just that they avoided you. Like your disease was contagious. Maybe it's the way I look, you say to yourself. As you look in the mirror, you see gaunt features that are only a shadow of what you used to look like. My skin, my hair, will I ever look the same? You ask. You have lost weight and you cry a lot now. Your life seems to be slipping away. Why, even going to the bathroom is difficult. You have changed, life has changed. Now it's time to give up 2 more pieces of paper. Toss them to the center of the table. Several months passed, and deep down you know it's not getting better. One clue is that the doctor stopped all treatments today. He tells you that they have worked as well as they can, but you wonder if he's abandoning you. You are confined to your bed most days. The yard outside is full of weeds, and the early signs of winter is coming. Your friends and family from outer state are coming more often, and it begins to dawn on you that the end, your death, is in sight. Please give away 3 more cards. One February morning, the doctor comes by and orders your pain medication to increase. You are nauseated all of the time, and your days and nights are hard to keep separated. Sometimes you awake at night wondering if you're dead or still alive after all. Life has lost most of its meaning. Life seems to be spinning out of control. For this part, please turn your cards upside down and shuffle them so that you cannot see them, and remove 2 cards. Crumble these 2 precious cards and throw them at the center of the table. You wake up early one morning, not sure whether it's day or night. You faintly hear birds chirping somewhere in the distance. Your breathing has become more labored, more difficult. You somehow sense that this is your last day. Please crumble 2 more pieces of paper. You slip into a deep sleep. Your breathing becomes slower, more difficult. You awake to complete silence. You feel disoriented, not sure where you are. Am I still alive, you wonder? You take a long, deep breath, holding it in and letting it go. Take another long, deep breath. Hold it in and let it go. This last breath was your last breath. You have died. Please crumble the last remaining pieces of paper and give away your last possession from this earth. This exercise is over. Remember to breathe. Keep breathing. With each new breath, sense your energy, your health. You're still alive and well. You are whole, and you can return to the world of the living and the living people. But at some point later today or this week, I'd like you to really think about the thoughts and feelings that you've had during this exercise. Thank you for your time and your participation. I hope you have a wonderful day.